What would you rank the most intense ride at Islands of Adventure? Hey Pugh crew, welcome back.
If you're new here, on this channel we talk about all things theme parks, including updates, news, and even tips and tricks for your next theme park vacation. So if that's something you're interested in, go ahead and hit that subscribe button.
A couple of weeks ago, we ranked all the rides at Universal Studios based on their thrill factor. So naturally, it's time to do the same for Islands of Adventure. So in today's video, we are going to rank all the rides at Islands of Adventure based on their intensity.
We're going to start this list off in Seuss Landing, and we're actually just going to lump all 4 of the rides in this area together. All of these attractions are made for kids and have virtually no thrill factor at all, but if we had to rank them, we would probably say that the High in the Sky Seuss Trolley is the least intense, followed by the Carousel, which is just a carousel ride with Dr. Seuss theming.
Yeah, and then we'd probably say like Redfish, Bluefish, followed by Cat in the Hat. Cat in the Hat would probably have to be the most intense, just based on how terrifying the animatronics are. Thing 1 and Thing 2 give me nightmares. Like, I think they are friends with Magdoll over at E.T. But we do enjoy these rides, just not very intense.
In 12th place is Skull Island Reign of Kong. Guests enter this attraction through a giant Kong sculpture and make their way into the Temple of Natives. This dimly lit queue ends when you board your expedition bus and encounter all kinds of creatures like giant bats, dinosaurs, and of course, Kong himself on the ride. But the best part of this attraction has to be that giant Kong animatronic at the end.
This is basically Fast and Furious, but in Islands of Adventure, and it's good. We're ranking these rides on intensity, and a Kong party bus without any restraints just isn't that intense.
Number 11 on our list is Popeye's and Bluto's Bilge-Rat barges. This is one of 3 water rides in Islands of Adventure, and it's a traditional raft ride based on the classic cartoon. On this ride, you'll join Popeye on an adventure to save Olive Oil, who's been taken by the bully Bluto.
Wow!
Although this ride feels like it's winding up to a big drop, thrill seekers will be disappointed by the lack of excitement at the end of this attraction. If you're looking to get drenched, this is the place to go, but it is the least thrilling of the water rides.
Coming in at number 10 is the Amazing Adventures of Spider-Man. This indoor dark ride takes you through a city that is under siege by a league of villains. You jump into the scoop as a reporter trying to capture some footage of Spider-Man fighting the villains. Along the way, chaos ensues, Spider-Man saves the day, as he does. This ride really never goes faster than a few miles an hour. It does spin, vibrates, and moves side to side, but it is a one-size-fits-all lap bar, so you know it's nothing too crazy.
Number 9 on our list is Storm Force Accelatron. This is your typical teacup style ride, but it's themed to the Marvel classic X-Men. Although this ride only reaches a top speed of 10 miles an hour, the real issue here is spinning. This is a choose your own adventure ride,
basically,
where you get to determine how fast you spin with the plate in the middle. But this is one of the fastest teacup rides we've ever ridden. I am a huge fan of spinny rides. I know, I'm weird, but Tyler has gotten this ride going so fast that even I needed a break afterwards.
Yeah, so one time Anna, me, and our little niece were in it, and it was hard to hold on. I got it going so fast. My brother and sister-in-law were watching us, and they said it was like comedic how much faster ours was spinning versus like all the other cups. They said it was absolutely hilarious.
In 8th place is Flight of the Hippogriff. This is a junior coaster in the wizarding world of Harry Potter that takes you on a test flight over the Forbidden Forest with stunning views of Hagrid's hut and the castle. This ride has a maximum speed of just under 30 miles an hour and a maximum height of 43 feet. So even though this is a kid ride, that climb up in the beginning is pretty daunting, especially for small children.
Yeah, I mean, if you get on it or if you have a kid get on it, and it's just too much, it's too intense, don't worry, it's a very fast ride. It'll be over before you can say Buckbeak wants a butterbeer. Coming in at number 7 is Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey. This indoor dark ride takes you on an adventure through Hogwarts and its grounds. Guests start out by entering through the front of the castle, where you will run into some of your favorite scenes from the movies, such as Dumbledore's office. The real adventure begins when you meet up with the Golden Trio and you encounter creatures such as Dementors and even a fire-breathing dragon. This ride is unlike any other 3D ride we've ever been on. You start out on like a magical bench, but the ride vehicle itself can move in like any direction.
Yeah.
You almost get to a point where you are almost inverted. People do complain about motion sickness with this ride, but don't worry, it is still one of the most approachable rides in Islands of Adventure.
Number 6 on our list is the Jurassic Park River Adventure. This ride starts off as a slow-paced raft ride where guests get to view a variety of harmless dinosaurs up close and personal until your raft gets knocked off course and you end up in the raptor enclosure. It becomes apparent that things have gone wrong.
Yeah, when you're in the raptor enclosure, things are wrong.
When your raft runs into an abandoned motorcraft that was sent by the Jurassic Park Animal Control Team. You then begin a steep climb into darkness where there's a few false alarms before you run into a giant T-Rex and fall 85 feet to the splash at the end.
This ride is pretty tame all the way up until that final fall. 85 feet is legitimate. That's nothing to bat your eyes at. Also, it's made more intense by the fact that this is another ride with a one-size-fits-all lap bar, and I just never feel that secure when I'm in it because I'm always riding with somebody a little bit bigger than I am.
Before we get into the top 5, if you would, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. It helps our channel so that we can continue to grow and bring you all of the Universal content. If you would like to see some other ways that you can support our channel, you can check those out in the description down below. In 5th place is Hagrid's Magical Creatures Motorbike Adventure. On this ride, Hagrid takes the Muggles
That's you.
on a magical adventure to meet some of his creatures. The motorbikes that Arthur Weasley helped him build have a mind of their own and take guests into the Forbidden Forest. Hagrid has to use a bit of magic to save you from the Devil's Snare and return you back to the abandoned castle where the ride began. This ride reaches a maximum speed of 50 miles an hour and a height of 65 feet. Couple that with 7 launches, the fastest of which takes you from 0 to 50 miles an hour in only 4 seconds. Yes, this is a full-blown roller coaster.
And it might shock you that we have a roller coaster ranked at number 5, but we cannot stress how smooth this roller coaster is. It's really just a totally different ride. It also has 0 inversions, so you never really feel unsafe. It truly is a family style roller coaster.
Coming in at number 4 on our list is Dudley Do-Right's Ripsaw Falls. This is the 3rd and final water attraction in Islands of Adventure. Based on the Dudley Do-Right character, this classic log flume attraction takes riders through several smaller drops before the final drop, where you reach a maximum speed of 45 miles an hour and drop a total of 75 feet. Although this final drop is a little bit shorter than the ending to the river adventure, it makes up for it in intensity.
Coming in at number 3 on our list is Dr. Doom's Fearfall. On this ride, Dr. Doom, the evil mastermind that he is trying to extract fear from his test subjects. He says this is the last ingredient he needs to defeat the Fantastic Four. Not sure if that is true or not. On this ride, you are launched 185 feet in the air at 40 miles an hour. Pretty intense. It's still one of those rides that gets our stomach every time that we ride it.
Yeah.
This intensity is multiplied, in our opinion, because we think that they need to bring the seatbelts back. Like, we're just not a big fan of the restraint. I just feel like it's going to fly open. It's not, but that's how I feel. So it really adds to the intensity every time I jump on this attraction.
In second place is Islands of Adventure's newest ride, the Velocicoaster. On this ride, guests get to race alongside velociraptors.
That's pretty intense.
In the Jurassic World's newest attraction. On this apex predator of roller coasters, there are 2 launches, one that takes you from 0 to 50 miles an hour and 40 to 70 miles an hour in under 3 seconds, with a height of 155 feet and a total of 4 inversions. On top of that, this ride only has a lap restraint, which makes it all that much more intense. And the most impressive thing is just how smooth this ride really is.
There are probably a lot of people shocked right now that this isn't the #1 ride on this list. The fact is, it is probably the most intense as far as its features. Some of its drops, its launches, its inversions, they are all crazy. But the fact is, the smoothness really helps this ride. I'll put it to you this way. A horse is faster than a bull, but riding a bull's a little more intense.
And finally, in first place is the Incredible Hulk coaster. On this ride, guests volunteer to experience firsthand what it feels like to morph into the Hulk. This ride reaches a maximum speed of 67 miles an hour with a total of 7 inversions and a maximum height of 110 feet. On top of this, you experience 4 Gs on this ride, which is enough to make some people get tunnel vision and start to lose consciousness.
It happens to us almost every time that we ride it. I think the first time you ride it, you think, oh no, like there's something wrong. But it happens to everyone. As you just heard, this is not as fast as the Velocicoaster, and it's not as tall. But just like in my analogy, horses are a little bit faster and a little bit taller, just not as intense to ride. The fact is, the Hulk is pretty rough. Anna complains about a headache when she gets off of it, and we've heard other people as well. Also, like the 4 Gs that she just talked about, that's like kind of what the Hulk is. It's tight turns, trying to create those forces on your body, while the Velocicoaster was made with trying to give you 0 G moments. Like that's what it's based upon, having all these airtime moments. So they're just totally different coasters. In our opinion, if you are about to step up to the plate and ride your first big coaster in Islands of Adventure, you should probably start with the Velocicoaster, as crazy as that sounds, because of how intense and rough the Hulk can be. Alright guys, that wraps up today's video. We all know that if you mess with the bull, you get the horn. So leave us a comment in the comments section and let us know. If you mess with a horse, what do you get then?
If you enjoyed this video, give us a thumbs up. You hit that subscribe button and turn on that bell notification so you get an alert every time we post a new video.
Thanks for watching. It's faster.